Well, hello, system. How you doing? Today I'm going to be working on breeding some bees. Hi, Queen. How you doing? Welcome in. Thank you for that first time chat. Uh, I might dig out a big hole or a little hole, depending on the way you think about things. I ran low on LV circuits, so I need to make some more of those. Um, or if anyone has an idea of something that they'd like to see or understand in this particular mod pack, I'm happy to show that off. Things that I'm still working on that are kind of on the back burner are to finish up my TPV coils, smelt a little bit of titanium, maybe make some tungsten steel, and clean up some NEI stuff, make that tower, and work on some MV quests. It does appear that we are in the middle of a blood moon, which is impressive. I didn't expect that to happen right when I went live, but the coloration and the coloration of the moon just, yeah, this is a bad time to be in the real world, I suppose. The surface is probably teeming with fun life down there somewhere. We're up towards the sky. um I think, could be wrong, I think up here is reasonably spawn proofed slash maybe even completely spawn proofed if I'm lucky. But yeah, press go live, and the first thing that happens is a blood moon, which means I can't sleep through the night. So I think I'm just going to start with some bee breeding. I have these refined queens, refined bees, bookmarked in NEI as what I want because they produce diesel pretty much directly out of the bee without any real hard processing. In order to get that, you need distilled, oily. To make the distilled and the oily, you need the industrial princess, the frugal princess, the primeval bee. For the primeval bee, you need secluded and ancient drone. For the oily, you need the those guys. For the ancient one, you need a noble and a diligent drone. And a majority of my bee species are in the semi good state. They're purebred, but they're not bred up to the point where they've got really good stats like the bees that are over here that I've spent time on. They all have the longest life. They're all blinding speed. They can work just about anywhere. They eat rocks instead of needing their weird foods. They have the good flyer during the night. They can work underground, and they work all day long. So what I'm going to be up to is getting these diligent and these nobles up to those same standards, and then I'll breed them together to get the ancient queen, and so forth, going forward. So I've got the ability to produce essentially fuel uh, straight out of a bee, because if you look at what the refined bees make, they'll make this petroleum comb, and then you can centrifuge it for very little power for petroleum propolis, maybe? I don't know. I'm probably saying that horribly. And then you can fluid extract that for, again, almost no power for half a bucket of diesel fuel, which can then be burned for a bunch of power. So that should be nice. You could also boil it and turn it into steam. And then once you've got the steam, you can use that steam to make power more effectively, I believe, than just using the straight combustion generator, which if I use the EV combustion generator, you only get 60% of the fuel efficiency, which is still really good, but it's not 100%. Looks like there's a combustion engine that will do even better at 150% efficiency. I don't know how the steam turbines stack up against the combustion engines. But I do want those diesel bees. It is a blood moon, so I won't be exploring the surface, and I will be working on the, I believe we'll start with the diligent bee. So we'll take our diligent drone, and we'll take this pre-prepared princess, and we'll breed them together and hope that we get something worth having. Then we'll breed back in the traits of these oil drones, because those traits will continue on the really good bee traits, and hopefully we'll keep that diligent genetics in with our drones, and we'll have multiple generations of drones that end up with really good traits along with the diligent species. Let's see what we got. The queen we'll ignore because whatever she has, that's fine. We're probably going to breed her with this oil drone, and we'll check to make sure that we got at least one diligent out of this. We did. So we're just going to make sure to keep these guys around in case we need them. Hopefully those guys will be tossed out soon, because we'll get another diligent species when we crossbreed these guys. Hi Major, how's it going? I have a little bit of darkness and I can't sleep because blood moon, which is bizarre. I didn't expect blood moon when I went live, but if I try to sleep right now, it's going to tell me you don't feel tired right now and won't let me sleep. If I was on the surface, I'd be seeing a whole bunch of friends wanting to see me and you know, eat me, or worse, sell me car insurance. Let's see what we got. Once again, we'll keep the princess separate. She's going to go in there no matter what. And then if we've got a drone that's going to have the diligent species, we'll keep them. These guys are slightly better than the last generation, so we'll put them on top. And we'll save these in case we lose the diligent species at some point. And then we'll use a fresh oil drone to try to back breed in the good traits from the original bee. And then we'll get rid of the bee that isn't any good, because he doesn't have that diligent species at all, which is what we're going for. So my bee breeding has stalled out because it's nighttime. And this particular bee feels like it has to have night. I guess that means we start over with another princess. Let's see here. This was not expected behavior. Usually I just sleep when this happens. Start with another princess and breed it up to be a happy queen. Let's see here. Go in here. Get out our stockpile of good drones. Use them. And we'll just automate the in and out so that whatever we get, we're going to breed this queen, this princess, what I consider the factory of the bees, with the programming here from these oil drones, which are known really good bees, until it's daytime again, and then we can go back to our first bee that we were in the process of working on. Huh, looks like I produced another egg. Thaumcraft allows me to produce eggs because I've got enough warp knowledge that random magical things happen to me at times. One of those random magical things is occasionally just letting out an egg from magic. clearly it's coming from the magic, not from me. We'll get rid of this drone that we know is not a useful drone, because he's going to have mixed genetics between the rocky bee and the oil bee and just not be a great bee overall. So how are people's days going today? People having a good day? People having a bad day? I hope not. Once again, removing the not useful drones from circulation and keeping the good ones. System, if you're still here, you'll recognize this small investment in TPV when you see it. Here's the little bit of them. Then we've got a few more. And we've got a few more TPV ingots that have been made up and are being processed and cooled back down. I've got all the TPV coils in order to have, or all the TPV ingots to have my coils. They're just still hot, so they're not ready to be made into wires yet, and then into coils from wires. Keep up on our housekeeping for ashes. Ashes are one of the results from the current fuel that we're using to power all of our machines. Back over here with the bees, we're still getting impure drones, so that princess is not quite ready for known breeding yet. So we'll continue to keep breeding her with the known good drones to essentially program her up to being a really good bee. Well, out of the 4 drones that she made, 2 of them are really, really good. 2 of them are not so great. So she's getting close. Just not there yet. Yesterday we worked on some bricks and automating getting bricks out of bees. I am curious at how many bricks we made over a roughly 24-hour period, so I'm going to go look at that. That's over here. Didn't quite hit the water, but with the Cloak of the Raven, it's not a big deal. Mantle of the Raven, excuse me. Go down here. It looks like about 1,100, close to 1,200 bricks in an hour, or 24 hours. So if it's 1,200, is that 50 an hour? Passively 50 bricks an hour, I think I like that. I have no idea how many bricks my tower is going to take, but 50 an hour means that eventually I'll have them all. At some point I'll probably get impatient and have to double or triple my production of clay and therefore bricks. But right now they're just, the bees and the machines are making 50 bricks an hour without any input from me, which is pretty darn cool. Back over here, it does appear that this one is probably done. The last generation doesn't appear to have any unstacking drones. This one didn't have any unstacking drones, so she would be a pure princess as far as the oil drones go. We'll put her down here as a known good, and then we'll put this queen back in because she now can work because it's daylight and she's happy. We'll see what she comes up with. Hopefully we still have the diligent genes in her children. It's possible we won't. If not, we will purify her stats back up to the known good, and then we'll use one of the older bees that we've got that still has the diligent gene, and we will breed that diligent gene back in. Okay, 2 more. Uh-oh. And we ran out of diligent genes. So we'll get her breeding back with these stacked, and we'll automate it. Let's try to get them stacking again, and then we'll figure out which of our diligent bees is the best one out of our group. Those are all no good. We'll look at this generation. We only got 2 generations of bees out. Just unfortunate. We've got 2 diligent bees. Of them, so this one with only 3 fertility we don't like. Yeah, we'll keep the one with the 4-4 fertility. So this is our winner for now. Go ahead and store him as the winner, and we'll get rid of these 2 that are not as good. Actually, we'll get rid of the one that's not diligent. We'll keep the one that's diligent but not as good, but put him in as the next tier down. We don't want to use him, but we will if we have to, essentially. Get rid of these unstacking drones. Keep the good bees, get rid of the bad bees. And repeat, and repeat, and repeat. At some point I'll need to create a better housing for these bees, but right now I'm just using the baseline apiaries. Looks like that set's stacked perfectly, so hopefully the next ones do too. If they do, we'll know we have a purebred oil queen again, and then we can backbreed her with the diligent drone that we have from before. Let's see what we got. We got the stacking exactly the way that we wanted. Put these known bees back as good. We'll get our drone that we like, and we'll breed these and hope that we get at least 1 diligent drone. Maybe we'll get more than 1. More than 1 would be great. But we're trying to keep the old oil drones stats, but bring in the genetics of the diligent drone so that we have a diligent drone with the essentially perfect stats. And of course, perfect can be left up to interpretation, but by perfect, what I'm referring to is if we look at our drones in the bee analyzer and we take one that we've previously analyzed as quote-unquote perfect, it's got the longest lifespan, the fastest production speed. Pollination I don't care about. You can feed it off of some cobblestone. Really good fertility. The effect in territory I don't really care about, but I'm keeping this heroic effect. This will actually damage hostile mobs in the territory of the bee. And then for secondary stats, it can handle any temperature, any humidity. It's going to work during the day, it's going to work during the night, it's going to work in the rain, and it's going to work underground, which is pretty cool. There are some other further stats that I don't really know much about. Those don't really apply to my situation, so we won't worry about those. We got our princess, we'll keep, and we'll check our drones to make sure one of these is diligent. Yes, it is. So we'll keep these drones as the new generation, essentially. And we'll breed the princess with the known good genetics and hope that we get another generation with a diligent bee. If we get the diligent bee once again, we'll do this again. We're hoping to get those really, really great stats on a diligent bee. And then once we've got the diligent bee with the great stats, we'll combine the queen and the diligent bees until we get the kind of pinkish purple colored, maybe that's violet, I don't know, colored bee over here that will become a purebred bee. Do we have any diligent? Oil, oil. Oil, oil. Oh no. We lost the diligent gene again. That's okay. We'll breed back in the oil to bring her back to outstanding stats. We'll get rid of these oil bees that are not so great. And we'll breed back in from the last generation, whichever one's the best one of these four. That one's oil, oil. So we got 2 to choose from. Pretty similar on these stats. Okay, so this guy is the clear winner. He's only got the one stat who's not essentially perfect. So we won't have to do any more backbreeding at this point. One of these was a hybrid, yeah. I'll keep him as the older generation. And we'll get rid of these 2 oil drones, which are not going to help us getting diligent drones in the future. With how close those stats were, it's likely that this queen is going to be pristine, purebred real quick, because her stats won't have gone too far bad. I don't scan the queens because essentially no matter what, I'm going to use the same bee either way. And the only bonus to scanning her would be I would know how long it's going to take essentially. Whereas if I don't scan her, I save on resources. We'll breed these 2 together. And since my honey drops are not unlimited yet, essentially unlimited, I'm still saving them. I suppose that now that I've got honey drops being made automatically over with the clay bees, I could treat them as unlimited and just scan every bee. That's going to take some getting used to, though. Very different from the previous way. Let's see which of these bees is the best bee to breed with our queen. Oil, oil, no. Oil, diligent, maybe. Oil, no. So this guy looks better. Yes, so this one that's got essentially the correct, the best stats is going to be our breeder in, or we're going to breed back into the line, and we'll save this one in case we lose the line. And we'll get rid of these other drones that are oil, oil, and not as great. Not useful for creating a diligent drone. Guess I decided to try to put my head into my storage there. That was really, really smart. Crunch, crunch, crunch. So we're getting the diligent drone out of things, which I like to see. Likely this one's going to be the best. And these guys are going to be not as great, but let's check them. So yeah, we're going to breed with this diligent drone here. And since we're getting such good bees, we'll get rid of all but the last little bit of these, so that we're not saving so many less useful drones. I don't think we're going to lose out the line at this point. So we'll save just a few and keep on breeding our bees up. Working towards this diligent drone, then we'll breed up a noble drone, and then we'll have the ancient queen in the near future. What did we get here? The princess looks good. And we have perfect stack of the same drones, but they're not the exact species we want. But these guys are pretty close to what we want. Those going to stack with the other ones? Not yet. Hopefully this time we get another diligent drone to go with our maybe diligent queen. That'd be really nice. Or princess. That'd be really nice. More likely oil diligent princess. Maybe oil. We can hope not, though. We did get a diligent drone. We'll put these guys together. Just go ahead and drop these guys in here as not quite there, but really close. We're not going to identify those other ones because they don't have a chance of being diligent, and the one that we had was really the better choice since we want the diligent purebred. That is a fun emote there, Queen. I like it. It looks like we've got our pure line here, which is nice. These ones should stack and continue to stack. We can get rid of this oil mixed in species. And we'll basically create maybe like 16 or so of these diligent drones. We'll save one for the remembering of the stats. And we'll get rid of all these other drones that are unnecessary because we've got the essentially just right drone at this point to breed with our princesses that are also going to be just right because they've been in the same breeding process. We've now got the perfect, essentially, diligent bees. And they're going to stack up nicely. We're not going to identify their genetics because when they come out of the apiary after the breeding process, they're unknown. So just identifying them on the desire to have everything identified is kind of a waste of time and resources. Once again, a resource that at this point is essentially unlimited, so maybe it's not so bad. But I'm so used to it being a limited resource that I'm not going to just continue to use them. And maybe I should, I don't know. It is nice to see the information, but I'm aware what that information is because I've got it on this bee, which is identical. At this point, these drones are, these are the old purebred drones. They're no longer useful, so I'm going to toss those. And this is the older purebred princess, also not going to be useful. But I am going to use her for my breeding with the nobles to get this ancient queen at some point. So it'll be nice to have her as well. But we'll get rid of... Did I not put those in my inventory? Oh, I did. We'll get rid of these other drones that are the older version of the purebred strain of the diligent drones while we make the 16 or so new ones. My frame's getting kind of low on durability, so I'm going to need to go take that and repair it soon. I've got the Thermic Restorer to restore all of the durability to that here shortly. Just takes a little bit of magic essence. Fly over to where we've got our Tharmcraft, or glide, I suppose, is the appropriate word. Since I don't have the ability to go up, I just have the ability to go over very, very quickly. Repair the frame. We ran out of essence, so it's not repairing. Get some more essence hooked up. The repairs are complete. This Oblivion frame makes the bee breeding go much, much faster. The bees have a lifetime, and at the end of the lifetime, they create the next generation. The next generation having the new stats that you want to quickly get so that you can breed in those new stats. With the Oblivion frame, they have a very shortened lifetime. The Oblivion frame multiplies their lifetime by 1/10,000th. So if they were to typically last, let's say, 15 minutes, they would now last, essentially 1 second. A bee tick in New Horizons is around 30 seconds, so their minimum life is that 30 seconds. One bee tick, essentially. With these being stacked, gonna take these guys out and hope that the next generation is perfectly stacked. I think that they're going to be. We've watched them be bred, so we'll grab them and convert over the old queen to a new queen. And this is going to be for our noble princess here in a minute. Get those breeding up to the essentially really great stats, and then put these other bees away. The one we can read, and the two that are unknown but are useful for breeding purposes. Put these guys away. And we'll put away these oil drones. I don't keep a full stack because no reason to, and they kind of fill things up. So we'll keep the half stack, and we'll turn the rest of the drones into mana over here with our begonias. These bees are not liking how humid it is over here, so we'll pick them up and we'll go over to a drier area of our base and hope they like it better over there. A drier and noisier area of our base. Yep, they like it over here. While this process is going, we'll go take care of cleaning up our ashes that we have that are being made out of power production, because if I just let those stack up forever, it just makes a mess, and right now I've got enough of a mess to clean up from making all those TPV alloy coils. When you centrifuge the ashes, you get these useful materials, and then you can use these useful materials later. One of the primary useful materials you get out of it is iron. It's kind of a slow source of iron, but if you keep up with it, you can have tons and tons of iron from your fuel production, which is kind of nice. Steel is still going. Let's see here. This needs to be gotten rid of. Those are all ready to be processed. The Soda ash dust I just package up and store. This quicklime dust, which is calcium oxide, I will oxidize, or excuse me, electrolyze into calcium dust, and then I'll store the calcium dust. The oxygen you can get whenever, whatever. And then all these extra crates will store the calcium dust in this super chest where I've got a little bit of calcium dust, and we'll store these other crates in this large chest of crates that I'm storing all those extra materials in. Sort those out. Those various materials are useful for other processes later, so I just keep hold of it, kind of like a hoarder. Actually, exactly like a hoarder. There's no kind of there. Go back to our bees. Get rid of all of these excess drones that are not stacking, therefore not the purebred and really good stats. Go back over here. I suspect at this point this diligent princess and these drones will be happy to work at the quieter area, so we'll take them over there and we'll get rid of these unstacking drones on our way. Put them into the begonias. Take the others to the other apiary and just have them go. Now we're going to need a noble princess to breed with these in the near future, so we'll go over and pick those guys up. One of these has the noble princess in them. There they are. We'll grab those older bees. We'll put them over here for the usage later. And then we're going to first bring the noble bee up to the higher standard of bees, and then we'll backbreed them into the diligent line and get the ancient queen. And it's entirely possible that we'll get the ancient queen while we're breeding up the noble bees. If we do, we'll save her for, or save that drone for further breeding along the line. We won't need to do specific breeding. We'll just need to purify that trait in the future. Looks like these guys are stacking really well with no unstacking drones. Next time we'll just keep them and start breeding them with the noble. Right now it's a queen, so the noble drone won't do anything in there. Just sit and wait for us to get a princess for him to breed with. Take these stacking drones, use them as a essentially known source of good genes for later. So what I've got in my backpack is the old, not as great bees, but pretty good bees, and the known good, diligent bees. So we'll take one of these drones and we put him in the hive with the known good queen, and we'll get hopefully noble drones, which we can then breed back into the line at some point. But we're going to once again use, we did get the ancient drone on the first try, nice. So these nobles we'll put in as the secondaries, and we'll breed the princess with a good source of known genetics, and then we'll just keep these guys for later, and we'll keep this ancient drone as the source of the ancient drones in the future. We don't need any more ancient drones, so we're going to put these healing frames in place to prevent any more mutations from happening, because we don't need additional mutations right now. We need we're working on purifying this noble line. We'll save the purified noble line, and then we'll work on purifying the ancient line. We know we got a noble drone, so we know we're still good to go another generation of good stats. Combine those up and save this generation of drones. As long as we're getting this noble drone out of it, we know that one of these at least is noble, so we can not identify them. Once again, we could identify them, but that would use a limited, well, the way I think of it from previously, a limited resource. Maybe it's not so limited. But more bee breeding, more bee breeding. Don't know whether or not we got a noble drone this time, so we'll do some checking. We did not. So we will breed this guy up automatically back to the known good state. Breeding back in those really good genes. And then we'll, once we've got those really good genes again, we'll use our latest generation of drone to come up with the best noble containing drone. Looks like there's only one, so that makes it easy to choose from. Get rid of these diligent only drones and go back to doing some breeding. It's a lot of the same thing over and over. That's the way things go when you're trying to essentially grind out what you need to do. It does look like this is already stacking, so we don't need to do a bunch more breeding. These guys back. Breed with this noble drone. Get us some noble bees in order to get this refined bee so we can get easy fuel from our bees. Conversely, if you guys want to see me go dig in a big hole, I can work on that. I could probably work on LV circuits. Those are something I need to do soon here. While the bees breeding, we can go check on, once again, our ashes situation to keep our housekeeping up. Looks like I should also have a bite to eat. In Minecraft right now, I have really two choices. I could go chew on an axe, which I'm not interested in, or I could have these tin cans that I fill with food, which makes it easy to always have the food you want on hand. The tin cans are faster to eat than regular food, so they are very quick at filling up your saturation. What do we have here? We have... Oh, I didn't actually... Okay. Mistakes were made. I didn't put the healing frames in. So we've got a new ancient drone, which is probably better than the old ancient drone. So we'll put that one on top in the hierarchy. And we've got a lot of nobles. So this is the latest generation, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is the generation that we're going to keep. This is an older generation, probably. Let's check how these guys' genetics are going. They're probably reasonably good. Or essentially perfect. I guess we'll breed these two and save the other ones, because we made the mistake of uncontrolled breeding. And we really don't know what we have now. Keep this comb. Get rid of these diligent drones, which are an older generation. And while probably useful to have, are not as useful to have as the other ones. I think... Do nobles make the... No, they don't make the royal jelly. We're going to need royal jelly again. Apparently there are ancient genes in the princess now, which is fun. We need to breed those out. Or conversely, keep those for later and use this oil princess to breed in. Yeah, we'll save the ancient princess for maybe getting really good ancient genes in the future. And we'll use the oil bee that we have, the oil princess from before, and our best diligent drone to make this line work. We do have a diligent, so that's the best. Drop those in. Save those for maybe. We've accidentally bred ourselves the bee we need to get to in the future because we didn't have the mutation prevention frames in there, and the ancient gene crept back into our breeding stock. But that's okay. Happy little accident, right? There they are all. Probably a majority are going to be mostly oil. Let's see which ones. There's probably all going to be very similar, actually. Is there any better or worse? There is nothing really better or worse. So we'll breed these guys together, I guess, since they're all about the same. They're all diligent oil hybrids, which is what we expected. And let's hope we get just pure... Wait. We wanted noble. Oops. We have essentially bred out the good genes we wanted. And they're now diligent. And more mistakes were made. So, do we have any noble genes at all left? Or do we just have essentially a mess? All right, we have a mess. We'll grab this hybrid noble and hope that we get some nobles back. Not just oil diligent. We are losing our line we wanted because of mistakes made by the streamer. Good job. There's another one of those things that Thaumcraft does for you. It just creates illusions. If I were to go over there and, interact with the illusion, it would disappear. But for now, I've just got a nice copy of Steve over there. Not actually, a player or anything like that. Just an illusion of a player because Thaumcraft is fun. Did we manage to get a noble bee? No. Yes. Yes. Okay, good. We haven't completely bred out the line. Okay, how do we want to handle this? Save him for later. We want to get rid of these diligent hybrids. This is our best noble hybrid. And then we want to purify this one away from these flowers. So we'll need our oil drones again. Start those going back to oil together. We don't need the healing frames because they're not gonna mutate. We want it on automatic and we want to get rid of these other drones. Once these are stacking, we will have the purified stats that we want. Instead of flowers, well, they'll be back to the rocks with the other good stats. And we can breed them back with a noble drone containing noble genetics containing drone again and get our bees back. And then once we've got that noble drone, we'll work on the ancient, which we've already got partially done because once again, mistake was made. Ay, ay, ay. If only I knew what I was doing. The begonia flowers. Breaking the laws of science. It is funny, we won't be seeing you anymore. From Magic Bees. According to all known laws of mana generation, there is no way a bee should be able to produce mana. Begonia doesn't know this and will gladly eat up all your spare drones to help with filling your mana pools. Very funny. Like the quests in here. Okay, all stacking. Which means we've got a good set of genetics in the queen and the princess. Bring back in the noble line. And I guess we'll hold on to the oil drones and the diligent drones. Because we might need the diligent drones for the ancient breeding in a minute to make it easiest. And don't automatically use a random drone to crossbreed with. We want to pick the best drone. The drone that's the most diligent. Not these oil drones. They're all oil. Okay, so we still do have noble genetics in the princess, which is really good. What do we have here? This one likes flowers. But it's probably our best bet to keep the noble. And we can breed rocks back in the future, I guess. Oh, how fun. Get rid of these oil drones that are not the best ones. Let's hope for our rock genetics to continue to go through this line. pick up some more bees, do some more breeding. We did get some more noble genes, which is nice. Did we end up with any drones that still like rocks, though? We did. We'll breed those together and hope we keep that preference for rocks going. These ones are no rocks at all, so we'll get rid of them. Rocks are less susceptible to being destroyed by pollution than your dirt that you could grow flowers on, so rather use the rocks than the flowers for the source of pollination. Flowers, flowers, no good. Rocks, rocks, very good. So rocks, rocks with a noble drone is going to be better than any oil drone possible, so we won't identify those. We'll just get rid of them. And then we'll get rid of that drone for the noble drone that was flowers, flowers as well. So that these bees can essentially live anywhere and make me fuel in the future with the refined queen. Best bee, good bee. Looks like they're stacking. Rocks, rocks, cool. Rocks, rocks, cool. Okay. We will automate this breeding to get us a bunch of noble bees that are essentially perfect. We'll get rid of these other bees, which are all these drones have poor programming for the factory. We'll get rid of those. And we'll put these diligent and oil drones away. Actually, we need to identify the base bee in the ancient drones here in a second, because we'll keep that one involved. We'll keep those around. Those are the two that are going to be closest to good. So noble. So I guess we'll keep the nobles because our ancient princess is a noble bee essentially. Get rid of these. Well, no, not get rid of them. Store these drones up. Keep a nice half stack of each. And get rid of the excess. And continue to breed up our good drones. Our noble bees. On our way to our refined bee to make us fuel for our various machines in the future. Lots and lots of bees. We can store this noble drone away. And because we're going to use a noble to do our backbreeding with our ancient, we can actually just wait for this princess, this queen to become a princess, and then we can use the drones that are excess to do breeding with that other princess. So we'll store up these nobles if we need more and we run out. Store those for safekeeping. Go back over and look at this ancient line that we've got. That guy is not going to be helpful. This is an older generation. So if we Analyze. Let's look at the bees. How good are they? Not great. And also not great. What is this elongated lifespan? I don't know that lifespan. I'm going to quickly look at what that lifespan means. Go do a Google search. Elongated lifespan. I know there's somewhere that will tell us whether or not that means. It sounds like it might be longer than longest, which is impressive, but I don't know. And I want to know. What does elongated lifespan mean? That page doesn't have that word. Is this just not something that's discussed? I just wonder what that means. But apparently I'm not going to learn because it's not easy to find, so forget it. Elongated life. Interesting. We'll breed back in the longest, I suspect, and hope that that's the one we want to keep. We'll save this drone as a better drone than the other drone, and we'll hope that we get some ancient drones out of this crossbreeding. Everything is wrong for this poor bee. So let's make it daytime. Let's end the rain. And let's look at where she wants to live in the future. Because apparently that particular spot was no good for her. She wants normal. Okay. She is not tolerant of anything at all, really. So we'll take her down to our normal environment over by our Bombcraft Restorer. And since we're headed here anyway, we'll restore the Oblivion frame on our way. Or off our way, however that wants to be thought of. The bee breeding's closer to our second base, but not much. Gonna put you guys on mute for just a second. Sorry about that, I'm back. Had somebody ask me about some food I'm cooking. Get these ancient bees going back. And this is why you want to carefully breed up your bees so that they can live places other than the one specific environment that they really like. So for example, this ancient queen wants normal temperature, normal humidity, but not very many of the biomes out there are that way. Sometimes you need normal, which this magical forest is, but over here in this hot plains, of course, it's not normal, it's warm, arid. And then I've got other places where I might need things. We've got arid cold. I've got the outback, which is really hot and arid. I can go to the nether and actually do hellish temperatures and so forth, all in the name of bee breeding, because they really want their just right temperatures. If we're lucky, we're going to have these bees stacking up real soon. But for now, we're going to store these drones, hoping that we get another generation of ancient drones out of it that have better... Well, no, we are probably going to get an ancient drone because we still have the ancient genes in the queen. But we're trying to purify the queen to have those more tolerant genetics to areas other than, you know, your average environment, roughly 50-50 temperature and humidity. As far as the forestry mod is concerned, a magical forest has a 66% temperature, where that's rated from 0 being the coldest and 200, I don't know why 200, being the hottest in hell, or in, excuse me, the nether. And then humidity goes from, I think, 1 to 100, but probably it goes to 200 or something silly like that. Let's take a look and see if we've got any more. We don't. Ancient line has been bred out, but we're not yet stacking, so we'll continue to breed. But we won't save any more of the drones. Any of the new drones that we get, we can just toss away in the future. But we'll take this all back to our base here in a minute and continue breeding them up where other processes can work. Specifically the titanium processing and the TPV coils. TPV ingots. Because I'm betting this princess now can work in our other warmer and more humid environment of the essentially jungle biome, but in this it's called a tropical rainforest, because all of the biomes have been changed in New Horizons for whatever purpose. Get those going. Put these combs away. And then put these drones away as well. Well, we'll be seeing them later. Or not. Not ever, really. But that's fine. With the begonias, we won't be seeing you anymore, little drones. And those are all stacking. If they do so a second time, we'll know that that princess has been purified, and we can crossbreed her with the better of these two bees. What we have going here, ancient noble, noble. Okay, so the better is clearly the ancient one. Okay, we'll get rid of the drones without any ancient genes. We'll hope that these all stack. They do. We'll save these drones as the known goods. We'll use this drone to breed back in those ancient genes. Get the bee breeding going. More bees, more bees, more bees. If only this happened faster. Or perhaps if I had more ancient frames, then I could do more parallel breeding. Not the most exciting thing in the world, but the results are really, really worth it, in my opinion. We're going to take a look at these look at these new bees. Looks like they are essentially great genetics. So we'll crossbreed them back in. Saving that one for later and disposing of the drones that don't have any of our wanted genetics. More bees and more bees. Bee breeding du jour. Got that ancient princess again. Let's identify these. Okay. These are going to be at best ancient noble. These are ancient noble, so we'll crossbreed these two. Store that one for later. Since we've got 3 of these really good ones, we can get rid of these other ones that are not as great. I don't think we're going to lose the line at this point. So we'll toss all these away that we were keeping in case we somehow lost the line. That's going to be unlikely at this point. I think we're getting really close to having the purified line that we want. So the princess is pure because we got that quest complete. Let's see if we've got a pure drone. We do have a pure drone. So that means these drones aren't going to be as good. We'll keep those. And we know that that's going to produce a pure set, so we'll get rid of these as well, because they're going to be the essentially impure drones. We'll save the good ones. Once this bee, once that bee creates her children and gets things all good and stacking, we'll know that this line is purified. We'll identify one. We'll remove them from NEI. I think we'll go start digging in our little hole. We'll head back if we have another blood moon, but we've got a little dig to work on. We've done some bee breeding, which is really good. We'll get ourselves, 16 of these bees going, and then we'll head over and do some digging instead of doing another hour of bee breeding, which doesn't seem to be people's favorite. And I'll admit that watching the bees breed is probably not the most entertaining thing on Twitch. Got 5 of the 16. We're going pretty good. I suppose we can clean up these combs while we wait on the bees. Comb storage is here. We've got a full stack of those. We got a full stack of those. We're not saving the rocky. We'll save the stringy. I don't think the old combs do anything special, so we'll just process those as well. Process all of these combs into bee products. Get our bees to the point we have 16 of them. We've got 8 so far. Just a few more. We've got 11. Let's see here. We're going to get 3 per generation, which means 2 more generations, and then we'll go dig a hole. We'll go work on our little dig. And I can do some more bee breeding off stream. Two more generations should take roughly a minute. We'll add 6 bees. That'll get us up to 17. 18. It'll get us up to 18. Once she's done. And we'll put all of our bee stuff away. All right. Ancient bee done. Go back to where we store our bees, put the bees away. I'm pretty sure that the most difficult and the most important part of bee breeding at this point is just keeping good track of what you've got and putting your bees away appropriately. Put these frames and other parts of bee breeding away. Store this excess queen over here. Excuse me, excess princess over here. We don't need her for anything. We're going to turn her into another breed at some point. And then we'll put these combs into the processing. We'll take a little nap so it's daytime. And then we'll get our digging tools out. Get our magnet out, such and so forth. Let's see here. So they're going to be in the compressed chest. Get out the backpacks that store all of our various materials. Put the chest away. Get out our magnet and our hammer. We're going to need a few more things. We're going to want a few more things, I suppose. We'll get, along with our hammer, we'll have some stone. We'll have our excavator. We'll have some dirt. We'll leave this slot open for maybe our crossbow if we need it. And we'll get some torches in case we need those. And we'll head over to our little dig. We were processing all that clay automatically into bricks because we're going to build basically a brick tower in our little dig here in the future. But we ended up with some more clay because we were breeding different things. We stored that for later. Put that back into the process. We'll just check on things. Looks like everything's going really smoothly. And we're up to 1,234 bricks, which is pretty sweet. Our chunk loading has 40 hours remaining, which means we don't need to worry about it right now. We'll head over here down to our little dig. And we'll start at the top and work our way down. No spawns. Kind of surprised. Last time I was here, a bunch of slimes started spawning. Which was lots of fun. And we'll just clean up Some more of this material. It's all going into the backpacks, yes. Oh look, more bees. We need all the bees. Bees are very good. Whoops. Put that back. Apparently there is an invisible block. Sometimes with these high-speed tools, you end up with an invisible block and get to log back in. Dig out all this dirt. Dug out too much dirt. Put that dirt back. All right. And this is a little hole that goes down to bedrock as well, although it's got some water in the way. And more high-speed digging. The high-speed hammer that I've got digs into 3x3 and it just kind of evaporates the material, which is nice. Nice little cave there. When you're digging through a hillside, sometimes you end up with a cave, it seems. Which is fun. Some nice Minecraft music to go along with our little bit of a digging here. Clean up all of that excess. Oops. And fall off the edge. Because falling off never happens to anyone. Alright. Probably should explore that cave over there. Light it up. Let's get some more torches. Let's get our crossbow. And let's turn on F7 so we can see where things are dark. And let's go into the cave. Duckweed. I don't think I've ever seen duckweed before. That's different. I have no idea. Oh, this is a mess of a cave. Wow. With lava everywhere. Alright, that's lit up. What do we have here? We have a mine shaft. That includes some shrubbery. Fun for the whole family. More lava. More mine shaft. More lava. Wow. We'll just leave that alone. It's already lit up, right? Nice dead end. Another dead end. if I should save this duckweed. Maybe shears will save it? No. Maybe, silky. It just does not want to be saved. Okay, well, that's fine. I don't need it. Gets rid of all that water coming down. We can light this up. I wonder if this is the center of the mine shaft and it's just a mess. The generation in New Horizons can be, let's go with the word difficult. How is this seeing sunlight? Who knows? More lava that's coming from above and going down. We'll just ignore that for now. Oh. Okay. We've fallen into a hole. Didn't expect that. And we're out of the cave. Let's go back to lighting up the cave from the other side. Or we haven't fallen in. Looks like it's almost nighttime. Running low on torches, we'll grab some more. I wonder if this is that source of that other lava. Let's just build a platform. Let's hope we got it. There, we got it. Good. Does this continue up? It does not. Let's have a little rest here for the night. We don't get a bunch of spawns in our area because we have not lit up our little dig. And let's continue lighting things up as the lava dissipates. Because there wasn't anywhere else to explore, was there? Doesn't look like it. Nope, we've looked up there, we've looked over there. If only lava would go away faster. And yeah, I've got fire resist from my backpack essentially, so lava's more of an annoyance than anything right now. There's a lot of cobwebs around here. Am I close to a spawner? I am close to a spawner. That's funny. We're gonna get rid of this spawner because we don't need a spider spawner over here. In fact, I don't think anyone needs a spider spawner ever, but for some reason they're in the game. It's fun. Spawners are really slow to break if you don't have the exact right tool, but I'm not going to worry about using the exact right tool. This pickaxe is completely unbreaking and there's no time delay that's going to be a problem because this is a well-lit area. Goodbye, Spiner Spawner. I'm done with you. Yay. Goodbye, lava. Cave to light up. Looks like I've been on the other side of this. That sounds like a creeper. Sounded like a creeper, but I don't see a creeper. Is there a creeper over here? Just creeper sounds? Great. Everyone loves fake creeper sounds. They're the best. Light that up, light this up. Get rid of that. Water. Light up in here. Hear more weird sounds. Just love it. Random stuff. We can use the knowledge note. We can store those things. Get rid of him. And store all the stuff we got. And continue lighting things up. Lava comes from there, maybe? And lava comes from in there. Lava, lava everywhere. Get rid of the spider webs. Okay, this is safe to cross. Oh my goodness, what a mess. You know what? We're far enough away from our little dig. I'm not going to worry about that part. Not tall enough. There we go. Oh. Light that up. Get rid of this lava. And I suspect we'll need to light up down here. Walk into the lava because we didn't pay attention to where we were going. And I think we're going to call this lit up enough. Except, once again, more lava. What's with all this lava in the mine shaft? So our way in was over there somewhere. This way, maybe? Yes. Or no. I don't know. Maybe over here? Guess I'm gonna say I'm lost. Huh. Okay, good. I thought that spawner was going to lead me somewhere that was useful. But apparently I walled off what I thought was still going to be open here. But whatever. We're done with that cave for now. We ran low on torches. We have a bunch of junk. Once again, just have a few torches in hand in case we need them. We'll go back up above and we'll continue to do the mining. Turn off the F7 that shows all the spawnable locations because, well, it's nighttime, so, or it's daytime, so outside is not spawnable. And of course, it will be if it becomes nighttime, but it's not going to be for a while. We just lit up the parts of that cave that were what I consider to be most important to light up. Clean up all this gravel. Wish that gravel would spawn in much larger areas and not in the middle of everything else. And go back to cleaning up more rock. Which is what you expect to have to dig out, is tons and tons of stone. Then you end up with caves and you end up with dirt and all the other fun stuff. And more dirt and more dirt. And gravel. And more little bits of gravel here and there. Dig out our little hole for when we actually have enough brick to fill it back up with a brick tower. How fast do you mine? Dig little hole. And there's a message from Thaumcraft once again saying you smell something visceral, which would mean that if I was in a location where I had overhead blocks, there'd be red drops dripping from all of those overhead blocks. Something visceral indeed. Oh, there was some right there. Gross. We don't need something visceral. We're plenty happy without visceral things. Clean up some more. Dig, dig. Dig out a little hole. Get the sleeping bag ready for night, because it's almost night. $15 more endgame minutes till night. It's getting kind of dark. It's nighttime. Take a little sleep. Be happy that we didn't have another blood moon. And keep on digging out this little hole. You feel really, really well rested. Wish that was true in the real world. Be nice not to be tired. The visceral drippings are still occurring. We dug out all that dirt and left some places where the visceral smell can be spawned. Fun stuff. More dirt to dig out. More stone to dig out of our little dig. Good old Thaumcraft. Why would the Ancient Danger create dripping red fluid from your various blocks? all about you. Gross, gross, gross. Still do want to dig out the various blocks of dirt to try to clean up those areas so I can have a nice flat surface to walk on. There is a tool that will dig out both dirt and stone in New Horizons. Don't have it. Kinda wish I did. But at the same time, that might make this even too much easier, and I don't know that it has a mode that would create stone instead of cobblestone, and I like having all of this resource as stone instead of cobblestone, because then you can make bricks or whatever have you out of it and not have to smelt it up beforehand. Very nice things. It also means, because I've got the auto smelt on the hammer, that I'm getting a little bit of experience with each swing, which ends up being, over time, quite a few levels. As I started with no levels, and now I'm up to 27. The reason I had no levels was because there's a way to store your experience in New Horizons, and I regularly do so. Instead of walking around with a bunch of experience, just waiting to lose it all in a death. Keep it in an obelisk, experience obelisk, for use with whenever with enchanting or whatever you'll need levels for, using an anvil, right? All the dirt. You want to dig a hole, you're not going to be dealing with just stone, you're going to be dealing with all the other materials in the world. And having to clean up those as well. Another beehive I just stepped on unexpectedly. Although it is nice to get all the bees out while doing this digging, because then I have queens to start from breeding. Don't have to go out in the world or spend coins to get additional princesses. I've got princesses from digging out a big hole. And the reason you're not seeing any ores throughout all this digging is previously I had used a machine that digs out all of the ores in a very large radius. I want to say 48 blocks. So that would be 96 blocks by 96 blocks. And stores it all up for you while tripling it on top of previously doubling it. So you get 6 times the amount of ore with that machine, which is why I had it do all the digging before I came. Why I had it remove all the ores from the area I was going to dig out. That way I maximized my the amount of ore I got out of this area, instead of digging it up with a hammer and losing out on a potential 3x multiplier. So all that's left from after the ore drilling plant processed the area is, of course, dirt and stone and gravel, which we're going through and removing out to clean up an area to build a building, a very, very large building. It's going to be about 3 chunks, well, I suppose 4 chunks by 4 chunks, with the decorative portions of it. The useful portions, or the portion that I'm going to put machines in, is going to be 3 chunks by 3 chunks to match up with the chunk loading in Gregtech. That's relatively cheap. Now we'll go through and scoop up these bees. There was a few of them around, I remember. There's one. Here's one. Are there any more bees? Don't remember there being any more bees, but we can just take a look quickly. Okay, that looks like I got all of them. Store those bees up. Put the bee scoop away. Have a little bite to eat out of our tin cans for food. And continue on down to the next level. Digging the big hole. In New Horizons. Diggy, diggy, diggy. Digging your big dig. Little dig. Digging the little dig on stream. High speed, easy digging. With the right tools. Pretty nice, actually. Went too far, gonna have to fill it back in. More dirt. Love that. Go back and get that dirt that we just passed by. If it wasn't for all the dirt, we could go fast. Let's fill that back in with some gravel. So that's what was in there. Get rid of this dirt. Get rid of that dirt. And more dirt. As soon as you get into a little bit of groove, the dirt and the gravel will stop you. I've actually seen message where people are digging out their ore veins and they'll run into gravel and they'll just turn around and be like, I'm done digging that direction, I don't want to mess with the gravel. But I've got the tools that makes dealing with the gravel pretty simple. Got the ability to fall into a hole very simply as well. Gonna need that sleeping bag here in a minute, because nighttime's about here. There was a bee house just there. I will turn around and grab that as soon as it's daytime. Actually, we'll grab all the bees simultaneously. We'll leave that one until later. There might be other bees to grab here shortly. Okay, we have a bunch of red granite. Gonna fill this hole back in. Let's go with... Yeah, it's a mess, so we'll just leave it lit up. We won't actually backfill it completely. There's that, and then maybe some dirt over here. Like so. Like a so, like a so. Hey, lots of good stone. Yay. Nice and fast. What did we run into? Oh! Another beehive. Right over the top. Let's see here. Get that one. Get that one. How do we want to fill this back in? What a mess. Why not use TNT and accidentally blow yourself and all your gear up? Well, I guess there's a couple of reasons. One, I want all the stone. And two, I don't have a lot of TNT. In fact, I think I've probably got less than a stack of TNT overall. It's all just been TNT I've looted. I kind of enjoy the mining. Got a variety of reasons. I don't have TNT. I like the mining, and I kind of want all of the stone. I'm very much a Minecraft hoarder. If there's something I can have, I will keep it. The only thing that I'm not keeping is products that I have automatically being created in my various automations. I can't make that claim. I don't think I'm qualified to make that kind of a claim. If it wasn't for the fact that I can do at speed mining, I probably would want a faster way to mine this out. But I can mine as fast as I can walk. This hammer is fantastic. Now, I will admit I run into dirt sometimes, and that really slows me down. I don't know if dirt slows down TNT mining. It probably doesn't. But I think if I was having problems with the rate of which I could remove material, I probably wouldn't be having such a nice sized little dig. I'd probably have a smaller little dig. But I do want a really big hole here so that I can fill it back in with a really big tower and have lots and lots of machines inside of my big tower. Up, down. What just happened? Let's see here. This cave is a mess. It's a menace. Who put this cave in the middle of my tower? I was having a nice dig here, and then this cave decided to slow me down. I imagine caves also cause problems for TNT mining. It doesn't have the building gadgets, but what it does have is schematics. So I can grab something, and if I had the various things in it, I could then turn on the printer, and it will put blocks out very rapidly. I don't have a schematic for anything besides this miner right now. So I don't have anything else I can show you, but that miner, it does have a base that's made out of dirt, and it will print that really quickly. When I get ready to build the tower, I'm gonna probably build the first floor and then schematic it, and then build the second floor, make some minor changes here and there for, you know, natural variation. Whoa, what happened here? Oh, the schematic printer will move things around on your hotbar to have more materials on your hotbar, which is kind of fun. It also looks like I filled up all of my digging bags, so it's time to go drop off all those materials. So let's fix my hotbar. Thank you, schematics. And then let's go home to put things away. Oops, I missed the hole. And out of the little hole, the little dig, and on our way home. I could let things go to waste, but I'd feel really bad if I did. And what's, once again, one of the nice things in New Horizons is you can have some very, very large storages. So, for example, my storage of stone, I'm up to about 300,000 stone at this point, and that's limited to 4 million in that particular storage device. And there's larger ones than that. And then once you get your digital storage system, you can have even more on top of, you know, those 4 million items in a single block. You can have more than 4 million items because your digital storage will have millions and millions and millions of items. Oh yeah, plenty of room. 300,000, but we could go up to 4 million. Let's see here. We need to get some dirt out. Store some dirt. Now, I'm putting the dirt not into the super chest because putting the dirt into the super chests from these digging backpacks will do one stack at a time, where if I put them into the drawers, it will do multiple stacks at a time. A little bit of cobblestone here. And doing the multiple stacks at a time means that the backpacks are emptied much, much faster. Why can't I get that the way I want it? There we go. Get rid of all this gravel. I don't even know where I ran into cobblestone. It's kind of surprising. It must have been... Oh no, I know where it came from. It's coming from my ore drilling plant. That's right. Because when it drills out ore, it will replace it with a cobblestone. Right, we just have a few more things to put away. Marble and red granite. We'll drop off this experience. And then we'll set back up our hotbar. We will go resupply our food. So how are things going for your day, Major? Got anything fun going on? And the little dig looks like a nice place from the top. It's also got a nice little mountain next to it. I plan on leaving the mountain as a cinematic thing nearby. Almost time to sleep. Just hanging out? Are you playing some video games too, or just hanging out on different people's streams, causing havoc and enjoying your day? because I do appreciate having you here, but I am also curious at what you're up to. As I just about walk over the edge. I shouldn't be getting any cobblestone because this hammer should turn cobblestone into stone. I don't understand what's going on. Mostly my brain doesn't work, I suppose. And there's dirt in my mining hole. And more dirt. The constant of a mess in your mind. It does appear that maybe I've gotten the slime chunk, whichever one it was, to the point where it's no longer spawning because it's probably dug down to bedrock, which is really nice because I don't have slime spawning anymore, which I didn't care for. The slimes that can wither you from a distance and set you on fire and poison you and also throw you in the air are so much fun to deal with. Little itty bitty cave? Huh. Caves are the best for when you're digging. It's helping the little play, which is interesting. So if I read that correctly, you are playing, or you are assisting a little one to play on their own somehow, and that sounds like a lot of fun. Kids are amazing. Is the kid playing video games, or is the kid playing with blocks, or, you know, what you got going on? Although I suppose nowadays, you know, every 2-year-old's got their own Minecraft account and their own Minecraft server somewhere. Nice. So are they building something grand? Are they on an adventure? In the end, are they searching for a stronghold? Are they just building something big and creative? Because I know I've seen kids enjoy that too. They want to have a hidden room under a piston door and all this other stuff. That sounds like redstone witchery. Not the mod witchery, just the word witchery. Redstone is something that's completely confusing to me. I'm really glad that in this version of Minecraft, in the mod pack New Horizons, when it comes time to doing redstone, you can literally say, I want a NOT gate, and then you can build the NOT gate not out of redstone in the world, but out of redstone in an assembler machine. I'll show you that here in a second. Not note, not gate. You can build a not gate. Well, actually, you don't build it in assembler. You build it in a crafting table. But you can build your not gate out of some components, and then you don't have to worry about how it is you would actually build that in the world. Same thing with if you want to combine two redstone signals, you can do an AND gate. You can do a NAND gate. Or a NOR gate. There's also OR gates. There's an RS latch. And I think these are all things that you can build in the world with vanilla components. I have no idea on how that would work. But in New Horizons, you don't need to know how redstone works. You can just build the circuit with the various components in NEI, and then it just works. So I apologize that your brain's being stretched. I can't help you with that. I can commiserate with you, that's for sure. Redstone is one of those things that I feel like it'd be nice to know how it works, but I'm an old dog and new tricks do not come easily. So I don't know if this lifetime is going to see me understanding redstone in Minecraft. Maybe the next life. Yeah, it is nice to just be able to build things and have things work that, you know, otherwise you would have to spend an hour watching a tutorial and then 2 hours building what the tutorial builds and then 6 hours diagnosing why what you built in the tutorial didn't work. And then still not having a clue how any of it works, and the next time you want to build one, you have to do the same 9-hour process to have another, for example, set of logics for your redstone pistons. Did I catch all of the... I think I got all the bees. We'll store the bees up. And back to digging. Put our tools away. Next level down. Do. There will always be more dirt in your digs. Oh, you're playing in Bedrock, or your child is playing in Bedrock. So now you're like 4 layers removed from what I would understand at all. My children have tried to convince me to play Bedrock, and I have resisted. I have resisted strongly. I haven't even installed Bedrock. I think that my account has access to Bedrock. I could be wrong about that. I may have to have a new account if I wanted to be able to play Bedrock. I don't even know. Bedrock is not one of my... No, it's too complicated. Bedrock is too complicated. I watched a streamer the other day who was playing in Bedrock, and they were like, this is different, and that is different, and this is different, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, I couldn't play this. I would want things to work like they work in Java, and I would just get confused when they don't. And it's not like they work in modded or anything. It's just like, well, they made Bedrock, and when they made Bedrock, they changed the rules. They don't like the rules in Java, or maybe they do like the rules in Java, but they couldn't implement the same rules in Bedrock for some, you know, whatever reason. Who knows? I don't know why Java is different, or why Bedrock is different than Java. I'm pretty sure Java came first. I'm also pretty sure that Bedrock is the more monetized version of Minecraft, and it being more monetized means that the developers are going to like it better. Well, I suppose it's not the developers who like it better, but the management staff, which is probably what counts anyway. Who knows what the developers like better? It's still Mojang that develops Minecraft, right? Well, hello, lava. Another cave. And I didn't pick up more torches when I was at home. Silly me. Yeah, I think Mojang still develops Minecraft. I think Mojang is a wholly owned subsidiary of Microsoft now. Let's turn on the show where things are not lit up feature again. Let's light up this cave a little bit. We're probably going to run out of torches real soon, which is unfortunate. I really should have my crossbow ready, which I wasn't. Hello, zombie. Okay, that's fun. I don't know if I've ever told you guys that I'm bad at Minecraft, but I seriously am bad at Minecraft. Couple of zombies and I'm being tossed around like a new player. Of course, you know, not all zombies are invisible, but sometimes they are. With Vault Hunters, I have never played it. I don't know anything about it. I think I just heard a either Enderman or Ender Creeper. Oh. Do you see that little guy? Isn't he just cute? I say no. Say no to little creepers. Or little Endermen. Got him. We'll, skeleton spawner. Yay for skeletons. What kind of a skeleton is this? This is a sickly skeleton. That looks like a fiery skeleton. Want to light up in there. Alright. Goodbye, fiery skeleton. That's a really tough skeleton because my crossbow should be able to kill them with one shot, generally. Don't need the quest book right now. Do you like the ninja skeleton? Yes, I have a miniature Enderman, baby Enderman, and this is a skeleton that looks like a stone block. You can see in the lower right that it's called a ninja skeleton. I have identified it, and now I've ended it. That is probably another ninja skeleton there, looking like a tree stump there. If you're not paying close attention, those things will surprise you, which is lots of fun. Just gonna leave that just there. No, though, that's not crazy. That's just the way it works. Little bit of stuff, nothing great. Little bit of stuff, nothing great. We'll just pick those up and store those in the backpack. Keep those chests. Alright, that's all the stuff I just picked up. I am really quite low on torches, so I think I'm done caving for now. This was a blast, but goodbye. Let's hope I can remember how to get out. Looks like that's a negative. Did that come from this way? Oh, I'm lost. I'm lost with low number of torches. This is fun. This is super. Came from this way, maybe. Yes. Let's put our last torch here. And maybe there. Yeah, this looks familiar. Yes, I hear you, zombie, and no thank you. I don't need your help. I need to come back through and light that up at some point, but it's not going to be right now. It might be later, but I'm out of torches. Too much fun stuff. We'll go back to digging. Digging is nice and easy. And yes, we captured the miniature Enderman and a soul vial. And we could let him go. But what's going to happen is I'm going to go to my second base, and I'm going to look over the edge, and I'm going to drop him over the edge. And then he can just, fall down to the ground and despawn. Or die, or whatever happens when an Enderman hits the ground in 300 or 200 or whatever number of blocks it is from the top of the world to the typical water level. It's like 240 minus like 60, so that's 180 maybe? Where'd my dirt go? And let's not have this guy in my inventory. Let's have him put in the backpack so we don't end up with his help. So that's exactly what I need, is Enderman to help me. where's my gravel? Did I lose my gravel? Well, there's probably some in this bag. Then let's sort our inventory. All right, looks nice. Oh. I was apparently having too much fun and just shot right past noon. I was planning on ending stream at noon. So I think I'm going to end stream here pretty soon. If anyone is interested in seeing something, now would be the time to speak up, and I can probably do whatever have you it is you're interested in seeing. Well, the good news is it's Sunday, which is one of the days I stream. I stream on Saturdays and Sundays, and there's not a lot that I need to do on Sunday or Saturday. I do need to go into work here in a bit and take care of a few things while people aren't doing their typical work. But I've got plenty of time and basically all day to do that. I just don't want to do that work in the middle of the night, which would be my other option. But yeah, I'm going to end stream here shortly. If there's something people want to see before I end stream, I'm open to hearing it, and I'm open to getting it done or showing it off right now. Did a bit of bee breeding, and I've done a bit of digging out this little dig here. My clay bees have produced me roughly 50 bricks, which would be 200 clay an hour. And the machines I've got loaded right now have processed that clay into those bricks. So I've got a nice passive source of clay right now, or not clay, of bricks right now, which are going to be, this is going to be a brick tower at some point. We'll say I'm going to end the stream at roughly 10 after. Oh, wait, no, it is 10 after. We'll say 15 after. We'll just keep on tacking on 5 more minutes until I figure out what time it is. But yeah, I'm doing rather short streams. I tend to start sometime between 9 and 10. Trying for 9:30, but it seems like it's always closer to 10. And then I'm trying to end around noon. And then, you know, because I'm in the middle of a cave and not looking at the time and running out of torches and trying to get blown up by skeletons that cause explosions, just shoot right over the time. Although I guess I'm having fun, so that's good. And maybe that's what I need to do, is just next stream set up a whole bunch of torches, get some empty bags, and just go digging through all these caves and lighting them up, and, you know, try to avoid getting killed, but probably end up getting killed a couple of times. Maybe that would make people more interested in what's going on. I don't know. To do the progression that I want to progress along, I need to get this digging done, and I need to get those bees bred, those diesel bees, because the tower is going to be powered by diesel, essentially. My previous areas, my previous bases have all been powered by benzene, which is something you can do with trees, but I've been keeping the pollution in my other bases to a very low minimum of pollution. And this tower that I'm building, this brick tower that I'm building right now, at least initially, is going to be tons of pollution. And I don't see any real plans on the near future to mitigating all that pollution. So any farms that I had with that pollution would be just decimated instantly. So I can't power that particular yeah, there's pollution. If I... Yeah, you need to monitor how much pollution you're creating and mitigate if you're causing problems. So I'm going to head back to my primary base here in a second. Well, my second base, I should say. And while I'm basically mitigating pollution right now by not making too much that it won't dissipate on its own. So basically, keeping the processes spread out far enough and few enough where they're being processed that they don't cause problems. But I've got a little analyzer, which stole its name from Star Trek, so it's called a tricorder. But right here, I've got 4 um, bricked blast furnaces, and they're creating steel for me. And if I look at the pollution here, you can see that in this chunk, there's roughly 400,000 pollution, and that's pretty much constant because of these 4 bricked blast furnaces. They create a little bit of pollution every second, and then the chunk builds up the pollution, and then it slowly dissipates it into the chunks adjacent to it. Over here, I have a electronic blast furnace, and I've got a bunch of turbines powering it with benzene. And so over here in the chunk, if I were to look at the pollution, we're looking at roughly the same amount of pollution. I'm trying to keep it under the 500,000, because at the 500,000 you start getting sick and you start getting debuffs. And then I think it's around 1.5 million or maybe 2 million. It will actually start turning dirt into sand. So over here we've got 300,000 because of these coke ovens. Over here I've got another coke oven somewhere, I think. Oh, there it is. There's 140,000 in this chunk, 300,000 in that chunk, 119,000 in that chunk. But if I were to stack all these machines together and push all their pollution together, they would basically make an area where dirt would be turned into sand very quickly over time. We can read about that in these quests, maybe? Let's see here. No. That's how you mitigate pollution if you want to do it, electronically. We'll just search for the term pollution. Okay. So this quest here, if you're running your brick blast furnace for a long time, you will sometimes get headaches, nausea, and other weird effects. Yes, this is pollution from making so much steel. You can collect enough rubber sheets, and the quest book will give you a hazmat suit. Be careful when wearing your hazmat suit all the time. The durability is very low. Even just falling a few blocks will damage out the boots quickly. You can repair your suit long before you can craft a new one in late LV. Use some rubber sheets and a glue bucket. And then, now that you have your scuba helmet, you can safely explore underwater for long periods of time. You need compressed air cells. If you trade in some tin, they'll give you some air so you can go underwater. But yeah, if you push too many machines too closely together, pollution will cause you to become sick. And then eventually, do any of these have the details? Nope. I know there's details somewhere about pollution. I don't know if they're in the quest book. Maybe here? If pollution gets really bad, check for a pollution scrubber or upgrade your muffler. I have upgraded my muffler so that the pollution comes down. But as you get more and more pollution, more and more things go bad. Animals will get sick. You'll get sick. Villagers will get sick. You'll lose sight distance because it'll become foggy. Dirt will be turned into sand, and sand will eventually evaporate into nothingness. I thought all those details were listed out somewhere in the quest book, but I haven't looked at it recently, so I don't know. But over at my other automated farms, I've actually built up these solid oxide fuel cells, which when they burn benzene, they don't produce any pollution, which is nice. Which means you can do other machines instead of having your little generators producing pollution, which they do. These turbines, they create 36 pollution per second. The other turbines do different levels of pollution depending on which tier they're in, and so forth and so forth. But yeah, if you have farms and my primary power source for my second base here is these spruce bonsai farms, and then that's created into charcoal automatically, and then the charcoal is extracted in order to produce coal tar, I think. Somewhere in here I'm going to see it. Wood tar, not coal tar, wood tar. And then the wood tar is converted into benzene, and then that benzene is then what I burn in these gas turbines to produce electricity. Usually this block will have 8 million liters of benzene in it, but I've been burning benzene like crazy recently because I've been cooling down these TPV ingots, titanium, platinum, vanadium ingots, in order to have more coils. These best coils that I have current access to are TPV alloy coil blocks. These produce the hottest temperatures in the blast furnace to create the best alloys that I can make right now. And I wanted to have a whole bunch of these blocks, so I'm creating lots and lots of ingots. Those ingots are stacking up, and I have enough to have the 16 coils I have here, as well as 48 more coils are in the plans. And then on top of that, right now I'm processing a bunch of titanium. So this machine's using like 1600 watts roughly. And then over here, this freezer chiller is using about 2000 watts of power. Although they're called EU in Gregtech energy units, but I think they're just watts. But these various turbines, so I've got a more efficient manner over here. That's one of the reasons why the pollution in this chunk is so much lower, is I've got one turbine powering this machine, whereas over here I actually have 4 turbines producing the same levels of power powering my one machine. So 4 times the turbines, 4 times the pollution roughly, from 126,000 to 427,000. But it's getting on in the day. I think I've had enough of a chat about pollution. I want to thank everybody who's been here today. I want you guys to have a great day. Everybody should take care. Have some fun today. And I'll see you next weekend on Saturday, probably starting somewhere around 9:30. Queen, I do want to ask, how do I pronounce, or do you prefer Queen? How would you pronounce that other name? Kuipo, maybe? Is that at all right? I've seen your name several times and I've never known how to pronounce it, and it's something I've been curious about. I want to thank you for being here, but I want to get your name right if possible. close and good. Well, I wish I'd gotten better than close, but do you prefer to be called queen or do you prefer the kuipo? Oh, nice. I'm glad I got it right. Well, once again, have a great time, guys, and I'll see you next weekend. Bye bye. Actually, let's send you guys into another stream. I just need to think about these things before I open my mouth, and let's see what we've got. Who's live right now? I see who I want to raid. So we're gonna raid Shro. It'll just be a few more seconds and we'll be going over there. There we go. Bye-bye. Did I break the raid? I broke the raid, but I also succeeded. Okay. Let's turn off the stream.